What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Decrops content today. As we approach the end of the presale for beta, I wanted to make a quick announcement before we get into the real topic for this video, and that is beta packs, or the presale for beta, is almost over. We have just about 5 days-ish left. 4 days left, maybe even less than that by the time you watch this. And there's still 84,000 packs left out of a total of 100,000. So this presale did not go the way that I thought it would. I was thinking that maybe it, this might be one of the up and coming games, but it seems as the interest isn't really there in Decrops yet. So a little bit of a surprise for me, but also, I guess, a realization or humbling or whatever it is. And, just trying to be objective in how this actually is going to go. Now, there's going to be a total of 300,000 beta packs. So that is something to keep in mind, as this 84,000 is going to roll over and hop into another 200,000, which will be available on the market. So anybody can go in and buy them. Now, there is the corn promo card, which you get if you purchase at least 200 packs. That's going to get you a guaranteed one, but every pack that you buy has a base chance of getting it by 0.5%. And I really like the promo card. I already did a video covering it, but quick refresher for folks is that you can use it in 2 different seasons, which is kind of cool, both summer and fall, I believe. And it's one of those that gives you ongoing crops throughout the entire season, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and take a look now at what I want to cover in this video, and that is the fact that I am planning to go much heavier into quests. I have never actually completed all of my quests in a single season. I have just, done whatever I could with whatever seeds that I have, and just, get a couple of rewards, like 150 crop, which is like nothing when you think about the value of crop overall. And so the thing is, I've been looking at Decrops and trying to figure out where do the rewards come in for this game, and how can they scale up over time, right? Because the amount in the reward pool, 434,000, multiplied by how much the value of crop is, which we don't need to get into today, but this reward pool increases by 1% every season. So it's going to decrease over time, whereas I don't know if there is let me put it this way. I don't know if there is a high demand or utility for crop until recently. And this is, I'm going to bring it back to Quest in a second. This has to be one of the more interesting ways in which I've seen tokenomics within a game used, because there is a staking element here in which you can actually benefit within the game. So, for folks who come through and see for like the Splinterlands content or WoW content or other games where you can stake your tokens, you usually get other tokens. You don't get stuff in the game necessarily. Now that other stuff can get you, like for example, vouchers in Splinterlands, that'll get you some cool stuff in the game, and it gives you some value, but it doesn't actually provide you any of the in-game assets, more NFTs or in-game things that you can use, at least not yet. But Decrops actually offers this in a way that I hadn't realized until recently. And this season I tried to get into quests, but I didn't end up having the resources. So I've been slowly taking my holding rewards that I get daily airdrop to me, which is the Hive rewards, and I've been putting them back into more assets so that I can plan ahead appropriately for the next season when it starts. So in about a little under 2 days here. Now, why have I all of a sudden become bullish on quests? Or at least I shouldn't say bullish. Why have I become interested in quests? Well, it's because you get, let's see here. So with whenever you complete all your quests in a season, you get a reward chest that has a base of 10 items. And these 10 items include NFTs and boosters, which there's no good place to take a look at all of them. But if we look at the boosters, for example, you can get the Ferdy Plus, Mystery Seed, or Speed Growth. So each of these has value. Again, they're in-game value, though, so you can't actually sell them. But the ones that you can sell are the resources. And here's the thing. There's no real market for these yet because, well, we just haven't had a need for them in the game. But that is about to change in a couple of days once beta goes live, as you'll be able to start crafting things. So, people here are selling these items for Hive, right? You can sell it for Hive or for crop. So using these items or receiving these items is like getting rewards in Splinterlands, for example, like the cards that actually have value. So here is another area in which you can get some value within the game, right? Now, here's the thing. A lot of these, I believe, are single-use NFTs, so there's no real cap on them. But overall, if we go back to the play thing here, I'm going to bring it all together now. The tokenomics and why I think that there's additional utility for Hive is the reward chest size actually depends on how big your crop power is, right, for holding rewards. Now, I'm not going to get into crop power here. I can do a deep dive into this if you guys want me to, and I might have actually had a video months ago, but you get Hive, not high power, but CP, or in this case, crop power for holding either of these, right? Crop tokens, alpha packs, beta packs, your card collection, and 3-star quality harvested crops, right? There's a snapshot taken every day, and it's a 15-day moving average of your overall crop power. So this is something that I went heavy into. I bought a ton of alpha packs off the secondary market a while back, and then I bought a bunch of beta packs for this pre-sale. So I'm getting a decent return on that. It's APY of like 18%. I don't know what that really is, but like it's nice. So it's like 93 Hive dropped every day, and I get whatever my percentage of that is. I'm not sure where I am on this list, but I'm holding a decent amount. I got 569,000 crop power. So what does that do? Well, it increases the size of my reward chest, because now the base is 10, but if you see here, you get an additional item for every 15,000 CP you hold. Interesting, because now all of a sudden holding CP is like with the holding rewards that you get from here, right? For in Hive, that's essentially like staking your crop tokens, except they're completely liquid. I could sell them if I wanted to. There's no cooldown period, but I can hold as much crop as I want to, earn these holding rewards, but then more importantly, in the game, I can increase the amount of rewards I get in each reward chest at the end of every season. So right now, for example, because I have such a high crop power, I can actually get 47 items. Now, I've never done this before, and I was trying to do it this season, but I just didn't get around to it, and all the rerolls just were not going in my favor, so I decided to give up and start focusing on the next season. Now, you can reroll these to get something favorable. It costs 10 crop every single time, which is like a couple of cents, or I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe a couple pennies. So it's not that much, but if you can complete everything, meaning that you have all the assets that you need, well, look at that. I mean, all of a sudden, if I can get 47 items, I believe 25% of which, so let's actually go over here to the boosters, because, and I'm going to cut it here, you can actually buy reward chests. Now, I've done the math on this, and I'm not going to show it here, but I was just doing the quick math behind the scenes. You get 5, whenever you buy a reward chest, you get 5 random items, so not 10, but 5 random items for 750 crop. And it's 25 chance of NFTs, 75% chance of boosters, and it's not worth it at this point in time, at least for the value that crop currently is and how much the value of the resources are. But again, I don't really trust the value of these resources. I don't know who's transacting in them yet, because people have just been posting them here, but I don't know who's buying because we haven't needed it yet. So we don't really know, right? Who's going to pay 45 Hive for gold at this point? Maybe you will. I don't know. But in the future, for me to have those kinds of, 47 items and for 25% of them to be potentially NFTs, right? So what is that? About 12 items within this to be potential NFTs within this market. Sure. I mean, maybe they're not going to be this much, but if they are, or even if they're a little bit less, that's real value that I'm getting. So my whole paradigm has shifted on this now. And I think I want to study the tokenomics more. And I know there's no white paper because I've asked for it, but ScriptKitty, the developer, has said that one does not exist. But this is kind of fascinating to me because it's a different tokenomics model with only a single token. There is a rewards token that I suppose is highly or infinitely inflationary. But as long as the player base continues to grow, there are a limited amount of cards and resources, a limited amount of land, for example. Again, but there's more land that's getting released in beta. So it's not limited in terms of like, we're going to get new card sets, but there'll always ever be X amount of cards. It's not going to be, okay, that's besides the point. My point overall is that why wouldn't I want to continue holding as much crop as possible? Sure, people might decide to sell, people might decide to use it to buy. For example, you can buy stuff within the game here, and I don't know if this is a burn mechanism. I should get some clarification for boosters. But when you buy packs, for example, you can buy in crop, although that's not burning it. That's more likely revenue for the team. So again, I'm just trying to say that I'm going to be focusing on completing my quests here on out. I know that I'm starting off from a good position because of the holding rewards that I have and how much that I own currently. But I actually don't think, this can be the topic for another video if you guys want more Decrops content. But with where the asset values currently are, this isn't like super expensive to get into, right? Like 2.19 Hive, that's about a little bit over $1 or so. So you can start getting some land NFTs. And sure, when you take a look at your quest, because I think this is really what everybody should be working towards, yeah, you might need, 10 to 15 lands. So that could start to add up there. Then you need the seeds as well. And while the legendary and epic seeds tend to be much more expensive, for example, here, let's take a look. Your legendary seeds, these are all super expensive, right? But again, they're legendary seeds going for like 20-ish, 25-ish bucks right now, which when you compare to other games similar, right? So something like a Splinterlands, it's comparable in that sense, but again, the reward structure is very different. So you can't really, it's not apples to apples, but you can get by if you roll your quest enough on just doing, common and rare seeds or common, rare, and epic seeds. And here, these are just a couple of Hive. This is like $3 for a seed, and you use it once every season, and there's 4 seasons within the year. So, I don't want to necessarily comment on how cheap or expensive it is to get into this game. Again, compared to something like a Splinterlands, to be able to just play and get started, I think it's relatively cheap, right? Because you don't need to level up the cards. You don't need to do all that fun stuff and have, multiple copies of whatever, and then combine them all, right? You do get to have a bunch of different assets, and it's just a different type of game, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm excited for what beta has to offer because that is going to bring some other things off the roadmap. I don't have that pulled up right now, but there's going to be cooking and crafting. So we can cover that more as we get closer to the release of beta. But as of now, next season, I'm going to be trying to focus much more on getting my quests done. And maybe after I re-roll or figure out how to go for my quest, essentially, I can do a video covering what my strategy was. But every day, I'm taking whatever Hive is dropped to me, which, again, is not much. It's enough to buy maybe a seed or so. But I'm trying to position myself for the seasons ahead, right? So, for example, I am potentially looking at buying, spring and summer seeds at this point in time to prepare and have a nice diverse collection over that. So a lot of this is getting reinvested back into the game, which is fine because, I put in X amount and now I'm just letting that compound back into the game, collecting these assets, all of these alpha seeds, which are technically, these are all hard capped in a sense. Like even the common cards, for example, right? There's 11,000 of these broccoli seeds, and they're going for 0.7 Hive. So it's not, it's not outrageous. I actually think this might be a good time to get into the game. So just something to think about. But I'm going to leave it there right now. If you want more content on this, definitely let me know. If you're playing the game already and have any suggestions or things for quests, I would love to hear it. We can continue the conversation in the comment section below. But otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.